Chapter 61 Adding Xingtian, First Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Yun looked at the fourth-order ice snake in front of him without squinting, guarding against its sudden attack, thinking about the method of combat in his heart. Although he took the lead in killing a Tier 4 monster through a sneak attack, the ice snake in front of him was still difficult to deal with. Taking the lead in attacking the ice snake just now would not work either. The ice snake had ice armor on its body, which was much stronger in defense than the dead water snake, so he wasn't sure about killing it with one blow. Otherwise, he wouldn't want to entangle too much, and just sneak attack and kill the ice snake and walk away. The fighting time must not be stretched too long. After all, he only has the cultivation base of a great fighter, so in order to leapfrog the challenge, he has to display a powerful fighting spirit, which consumes a lot of fighting energy. Su Yun couldn't help scolding his mother in his heart. His Fenhin Ju is still a high-level exercise of Xian rank, but during this period of time, no matter whether it was condensing fire or flying invisibly, fighting spirit was not enough. In fact, this can't be blamed on the skill problem, but what he did is not what a normal big fighter would do. Su Yun looked at the two beast fires on his body, narrowed his eyes, and suddenly had an idea. He had ignored a move before. Buddha is angry with Fire Lotus. Plagiarizing Dafa is good. This move is very powerful. If you give it a quick blow, it can seriously injure it no matter what. Su Yun grinned, and suddenly returned to the system space with a flash. The system is his biggest secret, whether it is a human or a beast. As long as he sees it, he must die. At the moment when Su Yun disappeared, the ice snake in the cave's humanized eyes flashed with vigilance. Its snake head looked around in the cave, but did not find Su Yun. Where did that human go? The spiritual intelligence of the fourth-order monster is not weak. The ice snake vomited the snake letter, and was a little puzzled. Su Yun, who stayed in the system space, looked at the ice snake who stayed in the cave and smiled slightly. Yes, just stay where you are, just wait there to die. Green and pink flames appeared in Su Yun's hands, and they slowly joined together, under Su Yun's control. A green and pink lotus flower appeared in Su Yun's hand. Su Yun smiled in satisfaction, but with this power, I'm afraid it won't cause too much damage to the ice snake outside. The lower limit of this move of Buddha's Wrath Fire Lotus is determined by the caster's fire control ability, but the upper limit is determined by the quality of the flame. The flame extracted from the body of the fourth-order Warcraft is not very strong. Wanting to seriously injure the ice snake was a little too late. Su Yun aimed his gaze at the quiet bone spirit not far away. Everything in the system space is controlled by Su Yun, and he wants to easily separate a little flame from the cold fire of the bone spirit. Just like refining the 3-pattern green elixir before, Su Yun separated a trace of bone spirit and cold fire, integrating this sub-fire into the fire lotus. A 3-color, beautiful fire lotus appeared in Su Yun's hand. Su Yun felt the energy in it, and a flash of light flashed in his eyes. Bone spirit's cold fire is different. He just extracted a little bit of energy, and this wave of energy fluctuated, blowing up the ice snake with ease. With this in mind, Su Yun returned to the cave holding the Buddha's Fury Lotus with one hand. Looking at the ice snake not far away, he used mysterious shadow step and rushed towards it. Seeing Su Yun rushing over, the ice snake was a little vigilant. Although he still couldn't figure out how this human being appeared, this did not prevent it from attacking Su Yun. The ice snake also rushed in Su Yun's direction, and once again opened its bloody mouth to bite Su Yun. Just when he was about to bite Su Yun suddenly disappeared like before. The Buddha's Fury Lotus in his hand followed the inertia just now, and rushed towards the ice snake at an unabated speed. Before the ice snake realized what was going on, the Buddha's Fury Lotus touched the ice snake's body, and at this moment, the lotus plate of the Buddha's Fury Lotus began to expand and exploded. Boom! There was a deafening explosion, and the ice snake's body was immediately blasted apart. The snake's body was broken into several sections, its skin was ripped apart, and its flesh was bloody. Its humanized snake eyes still had a hint of doubt, and it lost its breath, and died under Su Yun's Buddha's Wrath Lotus. At this time, Su Yun's figure appeared again. Looking at his masterpiece, he laughed out of satisfaction. How wonderful, jia jia jia. Su Yun came to the ice snake's body and put it into the system space. He took a look at the cave and nodded, but it was solid, and it was not blown down. Su Yun unfolded the purple cloud wings and did not plan to stay any longer. The explosion just now was very loud. Even though the sound insulation effect of the cave is not bad, it's still spread more or less. It's hard to guarantee that there won't be any magical beasts taking the opportunity to come over and want to take advantage of it. Su Yun took the Huichi pill directly as candy, grabbed a few and stuffed them into his mouth, and then used phantom art to hide his figure. After making sure that the flight would not make too much noise, it flew out of the cave, and when it was about to fly out of the Warcraft Mountains, it suddenly entered the system space again. Su Yun frowned. These few days should be his unlucky days. That's right, just now, in his perception, another quite powerful aura flew towards the inside of the Warcraft Mountain range. Su Yun sat down in the system space, intending to be a fun person. The grudge he sensed was very vigorous and not weak. The aura is even stronger than the ice two-headed dog and amethyst winged Master King a few days ago, and it has a rock soil-like thickness and a mountain-like calmness. In this overweight empire, this kind of vindictiveness is quite recognizable. Who else would it be if it wasn't a day of extra punishment? But for a moment, a yellow grudge appeared in the sky above the Warcraft Mountains, and the grudge dissipated, and the figure of an old man in a hemp robe could be seen at a glance. Sure enough, the person who came was Xingtian. At this time, a roar came from a cave, then a group of monsters in the Warcraft Mountains came out of the cave. Another powerful fighting spirit emerged, with a fiery purple meaning. However, compared with Xingtian, it is much weaker. An amethyst-winged lion king flapped its huge wings and appeared in the sky. At the same time, the auras of 3 fifth-order monsters emerged, echoing on the ground. Su Yun nodded. Xingtian is the guardian of the royal family of the Jia Ma Empire, and his strength has reached the peak of the 9-star Do Huang, and the aura of this amethyst-winged lion king is roughly no more than a 3-star Do Huang, and it is still pregnant, so it is impossible to be Xingtian's opponent. Human, why are you here? That the voice of the amethyst-winged lion king resounded and echoed throughout the entire Warcraft Mountain range, but the voice lacked confidence and revealed a sense of weakness. It's nothing, it's just that I sense quite a bit of grudge fluctuation coming from here, so come and have a look. Xingtian's tone was flat, and he said to the amethyst-winged lion king, "There's nothing to see here, go back." The amethyst-winged lion king was surprisingly easy to talk to. Obviously, it also sensed that the sackclothed old man in front of him was far stronger than it. Chapter 62 Embarrassing Combat Power, Second Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xingtian didn't pay much attention to the amethyst-winged lion king, but looked at the scene of the Warcraft Mountains. There are traces of very intense battles. Xingtian knew in his heart that the momentum of the 2 sixth-order monsters that came from a few days ago really came from here. Seeing that Xingtian ignored him, the amethyst-winged lion king was a little annoyed, but he didn't dare to attack. Now that the enemy is strong and we are weak, the spiritual wisdom of the 5th level monsters is no less than that of humans, and the 6th level monsters are even more so. Naturally, they know forbearance. Xingtian frowned at Zijinji Master Wang. Why is there only one? The Jia Empire is bordered by the Warcraft Mountains. As the guardian of the royal family, he naturally knows the situation inside the Warcraft Mountains. Thinking of the motivational battle that took place here, Xingtian had a guess. Although the amethyst-winged lion king looked weak after all, he was not injured. Then one of the monsters in the battle should be the other amethyst-winged Master King. Xingtian asked. Dare to ask, where is the other amethyst-winged lion king? Hearing this, the already angry amethyst-winged lion king roared, and did not suppress his anger any longer. Humans, if you go too far, we will die. That the roar of the amethyst-winged lion king was like a signal, and the other monsters in the Warcraft Mountains looked at Xingtian with unkind eyes. Numerous monsters unleashed their might and pressured Xingtian. Among them, the amethyst-winged lion king was the most powerful, followed closely by 3 fifth-order monsters. They didn't intervene in the battle between the 2 sixth-order monsters before, because it was an internal matter of the monsters, but now that there are strong human beings coming, they won't stand by. The antagonistic relationship between humans and monsters is not just talk. Xingtian was not to be outdone, and exuded the aura of the 9-star Do Huang peak all over his body, an aura as thick as the earth to fight against many monsters. Although Xingtian's personal strength is strong, it is impossible to compete with the entire group of monsters, and he soon fell into a disadvantage. The two sides confronted each other for a while, and neither would let the other. Xingtian, touched his beard and got the answer in his heart. He just wanted to test the attitude of the amethyst-winged Lion King, and he didn't really want to start a war. He didn't feel the breath of the other amethyst-winged Lion King. The conflict between the two sides was almost a direct fight, but they haven't shown up until now, so, it's either not here, or it's dead. After getting this answer, Xingtian's heart moved, and his gaze towards the monsters became more and more dangerous. After a long time, Xingtian gave up this plan again. The Jiama Empire has external troubles and internal troubles, and there is more than one enemy in the Warcraft Mountains, whether it is the Snakeman clan in the Great Tagore Desert, or the surrounding empires or the Yunlan sect. They are all threats. It's not worth it if someone takes the opportunity to enter. Xingtian shook his head. After all, he is still too old-fashioned, too conservative. If he gathers all the troops, he will launch a thunderous offensive. In fact, it is entirely possible to clean up the Warcraft inside the Warcraft Mountains, in exchange for decades of stability, without worrying about the disaster of the Beast Tide. Xingtian's fighting spirit surged, arousing the energy of heaven and earth, and lightly waved his hand forward, breaking the aura of the monsters, and at the same time putting away his own aura. The Lion King doesn't need to be excited. If the Lion King doesn't want to answer, I won't force it. Xingtian arched his hands and said to the amethyst-winged Lion King. Seeing this, the amethyst-winged Lion King also heaved a sigh of relief. It is not willing to do this kind of thing that ends together unless it is absolutely necessary. Suyun looked at the situation in the sky, and there was no surprise. If Xingtian made a move against the amethyst-winged Lion King now, nothing would happen to Yun afterwards. Xingtian got the information he wanted and flew away from the Warcraft Mountains. Seeing Xingtian leaving, the amethyst-winged Lion King gave a long roar to the sky, and dispersed many monsters. He also went back to the cave. Suyun stretched his waist. The fun was finally over, and it was time to go back. Suyun came out of the system space. As usual, Zayunyi and Phantom Art were operating simultaneously, and began to fly out of the Warcraft Mountains. Back home, Suyun recovered his fighting spirit, took out the ice snake's body, held the cold jade sword in his hand, and took out the magic core from the body. After that, he took back the ice snake's body, took out the medicine cauldron and many medicinal materials, and started alchemy. The fourth-grade elixir is not difficult for Suyun now. There is no failure, it is a success once. Suyun held this fourth-grade elixir with a calm expression, and he was used to it, unless he was refining a fourth-grade elixir when he was extremely exhausted, or when his battle chi was insufficient, or his soul power was exhausted. It was generally impossible to fail. Suyun adjusted his state slightly, then took out the purple fire from the system space. Just when Suyun was about to swallow the elixir to refine Zihua, his expression was paused. Suyun seemed to have thought of something, put down all the things in his hands, and began to search for memories, body training fighting skills. The previous idea was now remembered by him. Body training and fighting skills are not easy to cultivate, and the cultivation process is extremely painful. Not only will it consume a lot of resources, but it will even leave hidden wounds in the body. Therefore, there are very few people who cultivate the physical body in the Dou Qi Continent, and they basically focus on Dou Qi. There are basically no human forces known for their physique, and Warcraft said otherwise, but this is not the case for him. He has a systematic fusion function, and he only needs a magic core to succeed in cultivation. Although at the very beginning, he wanted to practice body training and fighting skills, but he just wanted to relax when absorbing the strange fire, so as not to feel like dying. But now it seems that it can be regarded as a means to significantly enhance strength. The scene of fighting the ice snake before is still vivid in his memory. If it weren't for the power of the Buddha's fury Lotus, he might have to spend a lot of effort to kill it. In fact, his current strength is already very strong, and he can be said to be invincible in the Jiama Empire, but the strength of that ice snake corresponds to that of a human being. It should be at the level of a 6-star fighting spirit. If it's a 3-star Douling or something, he can easily deal with it, but the strength of surpassing 6 stars at once is still too reluctant after all. In fact, this is not without a solution. Absorbing a kind of strange fire, or practicing an earth-level fighting skill can completely solve the problem. Well, it can only be said that his current situation is still a bit embarrassing. The bone spirit couldn't absorb the cold fire, and Qinglian's heart fire was plotting. As for earth-level fighting skills, there is no 5th-level magic core, so there is no way to use the system's fusion function to directly master them. As for self-cultivation, he never thought about it. There is such a quick way, and he doesn't want to waste time. As for directly using the 6th order magic core to master the Earth-level advanced fighting skills, don't even think about it. The consumption of advanced Earth-level fighting skills is simply not something he, a small big fighter, can afford. The lower level is about the same, the level of leaping from low level to intermediate level, and from intermediate level to advanced level fighting skills is not comparable to that of mysterious level fighting skills. The difference between the first level is the difference between cloud and mud. Whether it is power or consumption, I have to admit that his current combat power is actually much worse than that of Xiao Yan, who is also a 9-star fighter in the original book. Chapter 63 Fighting Spirit. Third update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiao Yan, who was trained as a 9-star great fighter, mastered the martial arts and fighting skills, a Heaven Fire 3 Profound Transformation plus a Flame-Devouring Wave Ruler, or directly use Xingtian Earth Heart Fire and Purple Fire to add a Buddha's Wrath Fire Lotus, can blow up the ice snake to death. There is no need for any external force at all. It can only be said that he still lacks development. Su Yun was not discouraged. There will be bread, there will be milk, there will be everything. Dog. Go is king. With this thought in mind, Su Yun continued to look for body training fighting skills. After a while, Su Yun opened his eyes and found it, mysterious level advanced fighting technique strength and brutal bull strength. A fighting skill that imitates the movements of a strong bull, combined with medicinal baths, to enhance physical strength in all directions. Su Yun grinned. Yes, it's you. System, integrate brute force with me. Ding, a fusion solution has been detected, and 3 additional 4th order magic cores need to be consumed. May I ask if you want to consume it? This sentence silenced Su Yun Xian. Su Yun's expression froze, and he asked again to make sure that he heard correctly. This strength and brutality consumes 3 4th order magic cores. Could it be because of body training and fighting skills? A realization flashed in Su Yun's heart. Indeed, when trying to consume magic cores at different levels, I didn't consider the additional consumption of magic cores for body training and combat skills. I took it for granted. A wry smile flashed across Su Yun's face. Indeed, body training fighting skills are different from ordinary fighting skills in that they directly strengthen the body, so it is reasonable to consume more energy. It seems that his previous exploration of system functions is still somewhat lacking. Su Yun shook his head, put his mind into the system space, and began to search for enough 4th order magic cores. After a while, Su Yun saw only 3 4th order magic cores left, and a trace of bitterness flashed in his heart. It seems that after the breakthrough, it is necessary to collect a wave. This strength and brutality directly emptied his old background. Su Yun didn't hesitate. There is no need to save the magic core. It is the most important thing to turn it into one's own strength, and it is good to purchase it later, commanded the system again. System, integrate brute force with me. Ding, a fusion solution has been detected, and 3 additional 4th order magic cores need to be consumed. May I ask if you want to consume it? Consume. Following Su Yun's order, the 3 4th order magic cores in the system space immediately turned into nothingness, and a strange energy wandered throughout Su Yun's body. His physical body is gradually getting stronger. Su Yun closed his eyes. A sore spot flashed across his face. The muscles all over his body are constantly being torn and healed, and as the energy flows, every inch of his muscles is getting stronger. After a while, the clothes on Su Yun's body were completely wet. With sweat, energy dissipates over time. Su Yun lay powerlessly on the ground, and now his whole body was filled with a sense of strength, but at the same time, he was already lying down from exhaustion, and he didn't want to move at all. Su Yun rested for a while, then climbed into the bathroom with difficulty. After washing up, Su Yun sighed with emotion. It's better when the little fairy doctor is around. Not only will help him wash his clothes, but also come in to help him rub his back when he is taking a bath, caress his skin with those slender hands, and wipe every inch of it clean. After this tossing, Su Yun didn't have the intention to break through immediately. Breaking through is not a child's play. You need to adjust your state. In a state of extreme fatigue, forcing a breakthrough is no different from courting death. After a night's rest, Su Yun got up, feeling that he had successfully comprehended the advanced heavenly fighting skill refreshing. Feeling the power on his body, Su Yun came to the courtyard. With a swing of his fist, a fierce piercing sound echoed in the courtyard. Seeing this, Su Yun frowned. Good guy, just now, he didn't mobilize the battle energy in his body at all, it was entirely relying on his physical strength. Now his physical strength is probably comparable to that of a Tier 4 warcraft. Su Yun moved around in the yard again. Nodding in satisfaction, back in the room, Su Yun took out the 4th grade elixir and purple fire that were refined yesterday to absorb the purple fire, breakthrough in fighting spirit, just today. Su Yun swallowed the 4th grade elixir in one gulp. With the exertion of the medicinal power, the meridians all over his body were covered with a thin layer of ice. Su Yun sensed the state of the meridians in his body through his inner vision ability, and saw that the medicine had fully exerted its power. Immediately run the grudge, wrap his right hand, and grab the Zihua's kindling. A hot and burning sensation emerged in his palm. However, his physical body has been strengthened by strength and barbarism, and it is also protected by fighting spirit. It's just this moment of effort, but Zihua didn't cause any damage to his palm. Su Yun swallowed the purple fire seed into his stomach. The purple fire began to spread in his meridians, intending to burn his meridians. At this time, the effect of the ice layer began to appear, resisting the temperature of the purple fire and protecting the meridians from being burned. Su Yun sensed the situation coming from the meridians, and immediately mobilized his whole body to surround the purple fire. Su Yun's vindictiveness and Zihua's tinder fought in the meridians, using Su Yun's body as a battlefield. After a stalemate for a while, Su Yun's fighting spirit began to gain the upper hand. After all, Zihua is isolated and helpless, unable to get follow-up supplements. But Su Yun can use his skills and absorb battle energy. Su Yun drove the purple fire raging in the meridians to the fire seed, wrapped the purple fire seed with grudge, and began to move towards the Dantian. After a while, in the Dantian, Su Yun activated Fenhanju and began to refine Zihua. The soul power also exerted its strength together, and when it came to the Dantian, Zihua was already stubbornly resisting, but in the face of Su Yun's fighting spirit, he has already fallen into a disadvantage. Not to mention the addition of soul power. After a long time, Zihua at Su Yun's Dantian calmed down, as if he had recognized his master. The Zihua tinder was refined successfully. At the same time, a huge energy spread out from Su Yun's Dantian. Su Yun didn't relax, he waited until this time. Dou Qi began to contact with energy, run exercises, refine energy, and hit the bottleneck. With the impact of vindictiveness and energy, the bottleneck began to loosen, and after dozens of impacts, cracks finally appeared in the bottleneck. Su Yun was overjoyed, and then restrained himself. Now is not the time to be happy. After the cracks appeared, it became much easier. After a few more shocks, the bottleneck was completely broken, and the fighting spirit began to spread like a raging flood. At the same time, the energies of the outside world gathered towards Su Yun one after another. Dou Ling, success. I didn't open my eyes right away, I just broke through now, and my realm is still unstable. After a while, the aura on Su Yun's body began to stabilize. Finally opened his eyes. Su Yun couldn't help laughing out of the vindictiveness in his body. Ha ha ha. After calming down his excitement, Su Yun stretched out his hand, and a long sword condensed from battle energy appeared in Su Yun's hand. Fighting Qi transformation, fighting spirit powerhouse, so terrifying. Chapter 64 Black Rock City, first update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 3 days later, Su Yun used Xian Wing and Phantom Art to fly in the sky. Now that he has successfully broken through Dou Ling, the fighting energy in his body has skyrocketed, and the burden of using Xian Wing and Phantom Art at the same time is much less. He is more afraid of trouble, and if he uses Xian Wing to fly in the overweight empire, there is no guarantee that he will not be targeted by those who want to. Although it is unlikely, it can be avoided as much as possible. His time is precious, and he is unwilling to get too entangled with some people with ulterior motives. After flying for half a day, he arrived at Black Rock City. This city is located in the east of the Jie Empire, and it is the top big city in the Jie Empire. Although Wutan City is also a big city, it ranks at the bottom, and it cannot be compared with the Black Rock City. The streets are full of people and very prosperous. Su Yun was wearing a pharmacist's robe and a visor on his face. He didn't plan to use any identity. There was nothing special about this place, and there was no one worthy of getting in touch with him. so he didn't need to spend too much time thinking about it. He chose this place only because it is relatively developed and it is more convenient to purchase medicinal materials and magic cores. As for going to the Tagore Desert to purchase again, he never thought about it. That place is located on the border of the Jia Empire. There are many strong people, but they are not so prosperous and stable, so it may not be convenient to come here. Su Yun came to the Alchemists Guild here. The resident of the Alchemist Guild here is very unique. It looks like a medicine cauldron. Obviously it was custom-made by someone. It's much more advanced than Luo Qinshan's side. When he came to the door, there was no guard blocking the way. After all, he was wearing a pharmacist's robe now, and the 4 silver lines on his chest were very conspicuous. He has also consumed a lot of medicinal materials during this period, and it is time to buy some. Of course, the Alchemist Guild will also exchange magic cores, pills and other items, and there will be alchemists setting up stalls here. Su Yun entered the hall, asked the staff inside to purchase some medicinal materials, and then came to the booth here to have a look. There are quite a few pharmacists setting up stalls here, mainly first and second-rank pharmacists. Third-rank pharmacists are rare, and there is no fourth-rank pharmacist. The fourth-rank pharmacists in Black Rock City should only be the president of the Alchemy Guild, Franklin, and the vice-chairman, Otto. Su Yun walked around, using the scanning function of the system to scan the things on the booth from time to time to see if he could miss anything. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to have that luck. He was very jealous of Xiao Yan's good luck of missing the first transformation of Tianhua Sanxian transformation when he took out something casually in the imperial capital. It's a pity that no matter how jealous this good luck will come to him, but Su Yun had already thought about it. When the time comes, how did you get this thing out of Xiao Yan's hands? Jia. At that time, this leak should have matured. Su Yun grinned. Su Yun only found 2 fourth-order magic cores at this stall, and bought them at a high price. He is not short of gold coins. Even in the group of alchemists, Su Yun is considered rich. The average alchemist has a 40% success rate in alchemy, but he has a 90% success rate. The gap is self-evident. When Su Yun left these booths, he saw 4 people walking towards them. Su Yun used the scanning function of the system to scan and knew the identities of these 4 people. Franklin and Otto, and their disciples, Xue Mei and Lin Fei. Su Yun was a little surprised, but then he was relieved. A strange 4th-grade pharmacist appeared in his own territory. It was quite normal to come and have a look. With a change in Su Yun's expression, maybe the 2 of them can help. This time he purchased 2 fourth-order magic cores, which really couldn't satisfy his appetite. If he went to run by himself, not to mention the trouble, the efficiency would be very low, but the 2 of them are different. As the local snakes of Black Rock City, they are very familiar with the forces in the city, so they are probably much faster than him. Su Yun thought about it, but there was no expression on his face. In fact, it didn't matter. He was wearing a visor after all. Hi, I'm Franklin, the president of the Black Rock City Alchemists Guild. I'm Otto, vice president of the Alchemists Guild. The 2 who walked up to Su Yun took the initiative to say hello. Su Yun nodded. It turned out that the president and the vice president were face to face. Gu Feiyang is right. Su Yun used a random name and said to the 2 of them, anyway, Su Yun's name and his true face cannot be revealed casually. The only one who knows now is little Dr. Immortal. It turned out to be Master Gu Feiyang. It's a pleasure to meet you. The 2 said politely. When Su Yun first joined the Alchemy Guild, someone came to report to them that a strange 4th-rank alchemist had come to the guild. They were naturally curious, so they decided to come out and see. The 2 waved their hands, signaling Xue Mei and Lin Fei to take a step forward. He wanted to make them familiar in front of Su Yun. The master-student relationship in Dou Qi Continent is quite solid, and the 2 of them love their disciples very much. Thinking of accumulating some connections for the 2 of them, he brought them along. Hi master, I'm Xuemei. Lin Fei, I've met the master. Su Yun nodded, and understood their plan. Alchemists usually transition from masters to disciples, from masters to contacts. Master Gu Feiyang, why don't we exchange experiences? There are not many 4th-rank pharmacists in the overweight empire, and you must know that. At this moment, Franklin extended an invitation to Su Yun. This is also their real purpose. The 2 of them had only been promoted to 4th-rank pharmacists a few years ago. Now that they saw a fellow pharmacist, they naturally couldn't bear it, and wanted to exchange a few words to improve their alchemy ability. Suyun nodded, which was right in his arms. It's okay, I haven't seen my friend who is also a 4th grade pharmacist for a long time, and it's a good time to exchange experiences. When the two heard the words, they looked at each other, and they could see the joy in each other's eyes. A group of 5 people came to a quiet room. Xue Mei and Lin Fei waited on them. The 5 people were seated, and Franklin spoke first. After all, they are hosts, so it's not easy for them to let Suyun speak first. As for why Otto didn't come first, it involves the running of the school staff, the principal first, the vice principal second, and the dean third, followed by the teachers. Franklin talked about his understanding of 4th grade pharmacists, and made a big push, which lasted for about half an hour. So did Otto. Suyun was not interested in the so-called experience, they said, and even wanted to laugh a little. If he remembered correctly, these two seemed to be 4th grade pharmacists who had only been promoted after listening to Fa Ma's lectures. Calculating the time. You have only been promoted for a year or 2. The messy things I said are very simple, and there are quite a few mistakes. Chapter 65 Cold Tea, Second Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Suyun held back very hard, but he didn't laugh out loud. He's been trained to never laugh, no matter how funny, unless he can't help it. Suyun wrote down the mistakes they said one by one, and pointed them out cryptically when it was his turn. In this way, when they are required to do things, they will do their best. Suyun was a little bored, and glanced at Xue Mei and Lin Fei unconsciously. Xue Mei has a slender figure. Her brows and eyes are as plain and cold as an ice-cold spring. Her face is quite delicate, her skin is snow-white, and she has silver hair hanging down her waist. But Lin Fei was different. She was dressed in purple and her body was slightly smaller, but her figure was unexpectedly tangible, very plump and charming, and her face was quite attractive. 2 beauties with completely different styles are pleasing to the eye. These 2 guys are not very good at refining medicine, but they unexpectedly choose apprentices. An evil thought flashed in Suyun's mind. He coughed. He understood everything. After a while, Otto also finished speaking. Ahem, that's all my insights. Next I invite Master Gu Feiyang. Otto coughed. His mouth was obviously dry, and Lin Fei, who was beside him, quickly poured out a cup of tea from the teapot and handed it to his teacher. Seeing this scene, Suyun smacked his mouth. Damn it, I will do the same when I accept apprentices in the future. No matter how talented or strong they are, they must be pretty, have a hot body, and serve me the best. Suyun gave a dry cough, put away the crookedness in his heart, and began to explain his understanding. Unlike Franklin and Otto, who only talked for half an hour, Suyun talked for a full 2.5 hours. Converted to the world of the previous life, it would be 5 hours. Straight to the dark. It is not unreasonable for Suyun to talk for so long. Not only did he talk about the insights of the 4th grade pharmacists, but he also pointed out some problems of Franklin and Otto. The 2 of them were sweating profusely, and they were intoxicated. This really hurt the 2 little girls, Xue Mei and Lin Fei. Their teacher listened to it very well, but they couldn't understand anything. It was like listening to a high math class in college. They were dizzy, as if they were listening to a Bible, and since Suyun, the master alchemist, was here, they could only sit there. Both of them have just broken through the cultivation base of Dou Qi, and they have just started to learn alchemy with their respective teachers not long ago, so there is no experience of sitting motionless for 7 hours. Suyun coughed and talked about the time of a koan at once, and he was also a little thirsty. Seeing that Suyun stopped, both Franklin and Otto were a little unfulfilled. Hearing Suyun's cough, Franklin quickly asked Xue Mei to pass Suyun a cup of tea. At this time, the gap between the president and the vice president appeared. Otto was still reminiscing about Suyun's understanding of refining medicine, so Franklin focused on Suyun himself. Hearing this, Xue Mei quickly put her hands on the ground, moved her legs, and was about to get up. But she let out an exclamation. Xue Mei's expression froze, her legs went numb. Seeing this, Franklin was a little dumbfounded. This girl. Otto also reacted and looked at his apprentice Lin Fei. When he turned around, he met Lin Fei's eyes. Those eyes seemed to say, "Teacher, don't count on me, my legs are numb too." Suyun snorted coldly, a little unhappy. At this time, he began to miss the little fairy doctor again. If that girl was here, let alone tea, she would probably be pounding his back and pressing his legs, asking for warmth. Hearing this voice, Fukdo and Otto got up quickly, poured a cup of tea for Su Yun and handed it to Su Yun. Unexpectedly, Su Yun didn't intend to accept it at all, and he just said coldly without moving his hand. "The two of you should drink by yourself." Otto was a little puzzled, but Franklin saw the tea in his hand, smiled wryly, and understood. The two girls never changed the tea during the time the master was explaining, and the tea had been cold for an unknown amount of time. "Master Gu Feiyang, forgive me, the two girls are ignorant, so I'll make you a pot of hot tea right now." Hearing this, Otto also understood, smiled embarrassingly, drank the tea in his hand, and dared not say a word. "This hot tea is cold, the taste is really bad." Shui Mei and Lin Fei also knew that they had made a mistake, so they buried their heads in their chests, not daring to take a breath. In the next time, the atmosphere cooled down. Franklin was making tea, but Su Yun kept a cold face and didn't speak. "Otto is not smooth enough, and he doesn't know how to ease the atmosphere, so he can only wait for his old buddy to come to the rescue." Not to mention Shui Mei and Lin Fei, they were still sitting cross-legged, their heads bowed like ostriches. After a long time, Franklin finally made the tea, poured a cup, and handed it to Su Yun. "Master Gu Feiyang, this is my treasured Qingling tea. It can clear people's minds, and drinking it for a long time can also enhance a little soul power." Su Yun took it and took a sip. There are still things they need to do, so they have to give them a step down. Seeing Su Yun took the teacup in his hand, Franklin was relieved. They are all smart people, so he naturally understood. This thing is over. Su Yun drank tea slowly, and the four of them accompanied him. After drinking the tea in his hand, Su Yun put down the cup, nodded. "It's really good tea, the president spent a lot of money." Seeing this, Franklin smiled. "As long as the master likes it." As he spoke, Franklin took out a caddy of tea from the ring and handed it to Su Yun. "Please accept it as an apology." Su Yun took it directly without politeness. He deserved it. Seeing Su Yun's actions, Franklin felt his heart was bleeding. This caddy of tea leaves, but he has all the reserves, and now he has handed over all of it in one go. But it's all worth it. Thinking of the sentiments Su Yun said before, Franklin's heart became hot. This person in front of him is fundamentally different from people like them who have just stepped into the fourth rank. Not only did he analyze some insights of the fourth-grade pharmacists from the shallower to the deeper, but he also corrected their mistakes straight to the point. Obviously, he has entered the fourth rank for many years, maybe half of his foot has stepped into the fifth rank, or maybe. Su Yun put the Qingling tea into the ring, and spoke again. "President Franklin, I have one more request." Hearing this, Franklin was overjoyed and exchanged glances with Otto. "This is a good thing. If it is done beautifully, maybe the master can give them some pointers." "Master, please tell me. I, Franklin, will do my best to help." Otto on the side also quickly echoed. "Me too." Su Yun nodded and said. "I need some fourth-grade magic cores, the more the better, and some medicinal materials." Su Yun read out the names of the herbs one by one. Franklin and Otto clicked one by one. After Su Yun finished reading the names of the medicinal materials, he got up and planned to leave. Chapter 66 Desert City, Third Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Then please. Su Yun bowed to Franklin and Otto. After a few more polite words, Su Yun left the Alchemist's Guild. After Franklin and Otto sent Su Yun away, they caught Shui Mei and Lin Fei and scolded them fiercely. On the other side, Su Yun found an inn to stay and started to practice without any other matters. After 7 days like this, Su Yun came to the Alchemist Guild again. Su Yun stayed in the hall for a while, and Franklin and Otto brought Shui Mei and Lin Fei over immediately. Franklin and Otto bow their hands. "Grandmaster." Su Yun nodded. At this moment, Shui Mei and Lin Fei took a step forward, with respectful expressions and a trace of apology in their eyes. "Master, I'm really sorry about what happened before." Su Yun waved his hand. "It's okay, it's just a little thing." The hearts of the two of them can be regarded as letting go. Su Yun looked at Franklin and Otto. "President, Vice President, what happened to the things I want?" Franklin took a step forward and said. "It is so, Master, the medicinal materials you want are basically prepared, and there are quite a few fourth-order magic cores, but there is one medicinal material that we haven't got." Su Yun frowned. What medicine? Ice spirit flame grass. Su-yun frowned. This thing is indeed a rare thing. The medicinal material ice spirit flame grass is not very precious at all, but because of its relatively harsh birth environment, it is rare. It is indeed difficult to complete the collection within 7 days. The one he got in the cave before has been used by its fusion Fenhanju. Su-yun was wearing a visor, although Franklin couldn't see Su-yun's expression, however. From Su-yun's silent attitude, he can keenly perceive the master in front of him, and his mood should not be too good, Franklin said quickly. Although we didn't get the ice spirit flame grass, we got news about it. Hearing this, Su-yun's brows can be regarded as relaxed, and said. Where? In the Tagore Desert. Su-yun raised his eyebrows upon hearing this. It was no coincidence. Franklin didn't know what Su-yun was thinking, and continued. I got news in the past few days that in watching in the Tagore Desert, in a map shop, someone saw the owner of the shop take out the ice spirit flame grass. Su-yun was stunned for a moment and didn't react for a while. Watching, a map shop. It can't be such a coincidence, can it? Su-yun asked quickly. Is the owner of the map shop a strong spirit fighter who uses ice fighting energy? Franklin was a little surprised, but still answered. That's right, just as the master said, the owner of the map store is a strong fighting spirit who uses ice fighting energy, and is quite an old man. However, his exact identity is unclear. This person has a mysterious origin. It seems that he opened a map shop in watching many years ago, and basically has no contact with anyone, so no details can be found out. Su-yun showed a smile on his face hidden in the mask. This is a coincidence. With so many characteristics, how could he not guess the identity of this old man? This person is clearly the former frequent visitor of the peak competition, the Ice Emperor Haibo. Thank you, this news is enough. Su-yun thanked Franklin. Afterwards, the two paid the money with one hand and delivered the goods with the other. Su-yun nodded in satisfaction as he looked at the system space with a dozen or so fourth-order magic cores and a bunch of medicinal materials. Su-yun was about to say goodbye and leave, but unexpectedly, Franklin spoke out first. Master Gu Feiyang, I wonder if you can share your experience with us again. Franklin looked respectful, with a hint of solemnity and request on his face. At this time, Otto on the side also stepped forward and said. Please, we will prepare a thank you gift for you after the matter is completed. Su-yun hesitated for a moment, nodded, and said nothing to thank them. Maybe they will be used in the future. It's just a little time, and it's not bad to be a favor, and they have given their best in the past 7 days. Thinking of this, Su-yun nodded to the two of them. When Franklin and Otto saw that Su-yun agreed, they were overjoyed. He quickly welcomed Su-yun into the quiet room. Shui Mei and Lin Fei hurriedly followed. The so-called exchange experience this time is different from the previous ones. It is Su-yun who is talking, and Franklin and Otto are listening. In this way, Su-yun talked for 2 full hours. Seeing Su-yun stop, Shui Mei and Lin Fei quickly handed over tea, obviously taught in advance. Su-yun took a sip respectively and raised his eyebrows. Good guy, there are still 2 different tastes. One is as cold as snowflakes on a snowy mountain, and the other is as gentle as the sunshine in spring. Okay. These 2 guys will enjoy it very much. Okay, let's stop here. I'm leaving this Black Rock City too. Take care of you two from now on. Su-yun said to Franklin and Otto. The 2 quickly got up and thanked Su-yun, and then the 2 took out a roll of parchment from their receiving rings. This is our little wish, please accept it. Su-yun took it and took a look. It was 2 volumes of 4th grade pills. It's okay, although it's not worth much to him, but if it's sold, it's still worth a lot of money. Danfeng is very popular among alchemists, just like falling behind. You must be willing to pay a high price to buy it. Su-yun nodded. Thank you both. Then Su-yun left the Alchemist Guild. After Su-yun left, both Franklin and Otto felt a little emotional. I really didn't expect that there is such a 4th grade alchemist in our Jiama Empire. I have never heard of it before. Otto frowned. Maybe it came from another empire. It's possible. His refining skills are extremely high, and I'm afraid he's not far from the 5th rank. Su-yun didn't know that these 2 old guys were still talking about him behind his back. In fact, the advantage of hiding your identity is here. Others don't know your details at all, so they can only guess by themselves. there is no power behind him, let alone a so-called guardian. For grassroots people, it is better not to reveal too much information. Su Yun had already packed his things, found a corner where there was no one there, and then used Phantom Art and Xian Wing to fly towards Macheng. The ice spirit flame grass must be obtained. This thing is the material for refining the blood lotus pill. Bingling Honquan and Nailing have already been obtained. The only thing that needs to be prepared to absorb Qinglian's heart fire is the blood lotus pill. Macheng is located in the Great Tagore Desert, on the eastern border of the Jia Empire. Black Rock City is quite a distance from the border. Even at the speed of Xian, it would take a day and a night to fly. Su Yun stopped about 100 meters away from Macheng and flew to the ground. With a movement of fighting spirit in Su Yun's body, he retracted Xian behind him. Looking at the city in front of me, I couldn't help feeling a little excited. He has coveted Qinglian's heart fire for a long time, and this desert city is a key step for him to get Qinglian's heart fire. Third update. Chapter 67 Haibo East, first update. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Su Yun felt the energy in the air, and a dry and hot breath came from it. This place is at the junction of the Great Tagore Desert and the Gamma Empire, and it is normal for the air to be dry and hot. Su Yun's grudge is active, which shows the heat of the Great Tagore Desert. The snake people are born in the Yin category, except for a very small number of fire attribute snake people, such as Medusa and the like. Otherwise, I'm afraid it will be uncomfortable in this desert. This is especially true for snake people with lower strength. Su Yun licked his dry lips and took out the water bag from the ring. After flying for such a long time and being in such a hot place, he couldn't help feeling a little thirsty. The empires around here are also really ruthless. It would be strange if they didn't form a death feud if they drove the snake people to such a place. Su Yun shook his head. These things have nothing to do with him. He only cares about how he and the little doctor are doing. Su Yun took a step forward and walked towards Macheng. As Su Yun approached, the surrounding passers-by gradually increased. The people here are different from those inside the Jia Empire, the most notable being the skin. The men are basically bare upper body, dark skinned, and most of them have strong muscles. Thinking about it, this place is not as peaceful as the inside of the Jia Ma Empire. From time to time, there are snake people appearing around here. Most of the people who dare to live here have two brushes. Women tended to be more bronzed and less clothed, though not as shirtless as men, but it's just to cover up some sensitive places. Most of the flat belly and sexy collarbone are exposed, and the whole body is full of exotic style. A game character from the previous life flashed in Su Yun's mind. Leopard Girl. When Su Yun walked to the gate of the city, there were about a dozen soldiers in armor asking for entry fees from those who entered the city. The attitude is very tough. Su Yun glanced at it lightly, but just went his own way. At this time, a soldier noticed Su Yun, and walked over with a trace of rebelliousness on his face. The one over there, talking about you. Did you hear me? That the soldier's attitude was very bad. He stretched out his hand and wanted to grab Su Yun's shoulder. Su Yun tilted his head slightly, and a Ling Ran aura came out from his body. Immediately, both the guards who collected the entry fee and the passers-by were caught by Su Yun's aura and turned their gazes here. As for the guard who just wanted to touch Su Yun, he was completely frightened. This kind of momentum, fighting spirit powerhouse. Su Yun's eyes that could not see any emotion made his scalp tingle. This desert city is so hot, but he only felt cold all over. What did you just say? At this time, Su Yun took the initiative to speak, breaking the deadly atmosphere. No, nothing. The guard didn't dare to take a breath, and stammered. Oh, did I hear about the entrance fee? No, you go in directly. The guard moved his stiff body with bitterness on his face. It seems that he has come to this desert city, and is one step closer to Qinglian's heart fire. Su Yun is in a good mood at this time, and it is rare to make a joke. I still like your unyielding look just now. After saying this, Su Yun entered the city on his own. After Su Yun left, the chief guards breathed a sigh of relief, apparently quite frightened. This desert city is located on the border of the Jia Ma Empire, and it is for this reason that many people are unwilling to live here. Therefore, this city welcomes strong human beings. If it was because of their ant-like guards that such a strong fighting spirit was driven away, and the people above knew about it, they would probably be unable to eat and walk around. As for the entrance fee, The strong in this world always have various privileges. Su Yun entered the city, frowning, looking for this map shop. It will take some effort. Su Yun pulled passers-by the side of the road and wanted to ask for directions. Just when the passers-by looked impatient and wanted to explode, Su Yun showed his aura and pressed him down, and the passers-by immediately calmed down. Take me to the map shop in Macheng. The passers-by felt bitter and could only lead the way obediently. Passers-by led Su Yun into a map shop. Su Yun asked the passers-by to wait at the door of the store. If he didn't see him when he came out, be careful of his own life, enter it and use the system to scan it. The owner of the store is not Haibo, so he goes out again and lets passers-by lead him to the next house. In this way, he went to several houses in a row, but he couldn't find Haibo. Su Yun couldn't help scolding his mother in his heart. Damn it, Xiao Yan came here, and he could find it in no time. I've been around for a long time, why is there no one? Su Yun was a little helpless, and finally after shopping for a while, Su Yun came to the entrance of a quaint map shop. Su Yun entered it, and an old man came into view. Su Yun squinted his eyes. Although the old man had white hair and looked weak, he could sense that the fighting spirit of this old man fluctuated, which was not bad. Su Yun came closer. System, scan. Ding, the scan was successful. Name, Haibo. Sex, male, cultivation, 5-star fighting emperor, physique, none, attribute, ice, cultivation method, Xian level advanced cold shadow Ju. Fighting skills, birth level low level 1000 flowers ice mirror, Xian level high level ice blade storm, items, the remnant map of the pure lotus demon fire, the ring of Na. Su Yun was overjoyed when he saw Haibo's panel, and found it, immediately. Su Yun looked at the column of cultivation and frowned. 5-star fighting emperor. Did the system scan his original strength? Su Yun felt a little relieved when he thought of Yao Lao's previous panel displaying the pinnacle of the 9-ranked Dozun. It seems that this broken system is really good enough, and the cultivation base shows the heyday, not the current one. Su Yun was not intimidated by the word Do Huang. Now Haibo Dong's cultivation base has been sealed by Medusa, leaving only the power of fighting spirit. Su Yun slowly exited the store. He came to the passerby who had led him the way before. Take out a bottle of first-grade healing medicine from the ring and throw it to him. Get out. Passersby took the jade bottle, widened their eyes, and immediately nodded and bowed after hearing Su Yun's words. Thank you, Grandpa, hee. After speaking, he ran away immediately. When Su Yun returned to the store, he didn't greet Haibo immediately, but looked at the map in the store. Haibo is right under his nose now. He can't escape. The Great Tagore Desert is huge, so another accurate map is needed. Otherwise, I don't know when I got lost. Su Yun picked a copy and held it in his hand, and then used the system scanning function to search for the residual image of the Xingtian demon fire. On a dilapidated wooden stand, a yellowed map was placed here alone. Su Yun scanned it with the system scan function. Ding, I found the remnant image of the Xingtian demon fire. May I ask you to take it back? Su Yun smiled in his heart, his brows were beaming with joy. Reach out and take this map in your hand. Chapter 68 Remnants, Battle, Second Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Yun held the map of the Great Tagore Desert and the remnant map of the Xingtian demon fire in his hands, and slowly walked towards Haibo East. Excuse me, how many gold coins are there for these two maps? There was a hint of a smile on Su Yun's face. Of course, through the visor, no expression could be seen at all. Haibo, who had been making maps, finally raised his head. After seeing the map in Su Yun's hand, Haibo's expression turned pale, and his brows frowned into Sichuan characters. That fragmentary picture is not for sale. Oh, old sir, if you don't sell it, why do you keep it in your store? Su Yun's surprised tone came from the visor, with a puzzled look on his face. If you don't sell it, you don't sell it. Haibo stood up slowly, an astonishing aura erupted from his aged body. Young man, put down the map in your hand. Su Yun ignored Haibo and directly put the two maps into the system space. Haibo is arrogant. If you can't convince him with your strength, he won't listen to you at all. Seeing Su Yun's actions, Haibo's aura instantly pressed towards Su Yun. Su Yun's expression was calm, but a trace of solemnity flashed in his eyes, and his aura exploded, and he contended with Haibo's chamber. Although Haibo only has Douling cultivation now, his seasoned combat experience cannot be faked. Although he is not afraid, it is better to be careful. Boy, you still have one last chance. Put down the remnant map in your hand and leave here. I can spare your life. Haibo face was gloomy, and a dangerous light flashed in his eyes. Su Yun chuckled. He deserves to be a strong player in the peak competition, regardless of strength. His mouth is really powerful. Old man, let's talk under our hands. It's nothing to talk about. Snort. Haibo was noncommittal to Su Yun's ridicule. The aura on his body soared again, and a cold mist filled the house. Su Yun also fully stimulated his aura without any reservations, fighting spirit powerhouse. A flash of astonishment flashed in Haibo heart, but he sneered immediately. So what about Douling? Even if the old man is sealed by Queen Medusa and his strength is greatly reduced, only Douling has the cultivation level, and his real combat power is not comparable to that of ordinary Douling. The aura of the two gradually climbed to the peak, and suddenly, a red long sword appeared in Su Yun's hand. The figures of the two disappeared in the house, leaving afterimages in the air. Su Yun performed mysterious shadow steps, stepping on exquisite steps. The battle energy in his body was running wildly, and at the same time, his soul perception was also brought into full play, accurately capturing Haibo position. With a flash of cold light, the sword was like a shock, and he slashed forward with a sword. The sound of a sword colliding sounded, and fighting spirit frantically surged into the long sword. The figures of the two reappeared, and Haibo hand was condensed with a mirror made of ice to block Su Yun's attack. Profound level intermediate fighting skill, ice condensing mirror. Haibo frowned. This kid doesn't talk about martial arts ethics, and took out a fourth-order magic nuclear weapon while I was unprepared, and attacked my old man in a sneak attack. Haibo felt the strength transmitted from the Xianbing realm, as well as Su Yun's battle energy gathered on the long sword, putting away the previous contempt. This person is definitely the best in the same realm based on the strength from the Xianbing realm. The moment Haibo thought flashed, a crack appeared in the Xianbing realm in his hand, and the sound of the mirror shattering came to the ears of both of them. A trace of shock flashed in Haibo eyes. This person's power is more than that. There are more and more cracks on the surface of the mysterious ice, and a cracking sound reappears in the house. The Xianbing realm in Haibodong's hands suddenly shattered into countless pieces of ice. After the red long sword shattered the mirror surface of the mysterious ice, it did not lose its momentum, and slashed towards Haibo head-on. Although Haibo was not panicked, his accumulated fighting experience over the decades was not justified, so he moved his right hand slightly. The battle energy in the body boiled, and the ice fragments after the shattered Xianbing mirror paused in the air, and then attacked Su Yun. Su Yun raised his brows, retracted the long sword in his hand, poured the battle energy in his body to his legs, and performed the mysterious shadow step, skillfully dodging the attack of the ice shards. It's a good move to surround Wei and save Zhao, that is to say. During the short time when Su Yun avoided the attack, Haibo retreated a few feet. Su Yun pulled a beautiful sword flower. Old man, there is something to discuss. Why bother to fight? Su Yun's tone was so harmonious that it was impossible to see that he was responsible for the sharp attack just now. The corner of Haibo mouth twitched slightly, and he squeezed the tingling tiger's mouth. In the brief confrontation just now, it seemed that neither of the two had taken advantage of it, but he knew it very well. It was he who lost slightly. Those shards of ice didn't cause Su Yun any injuries at all, but Su Yun's sword actually caused him a dark loss. Boy, don't get complacent too early. It's only one round, and you can't see anything yet. Haibo snorted coldly. He had no intention of admitting defeat at all. Haibo fighting spirit surged, and several ice blades condensed around his body, attacking Su Yun. After the confrontation just now, Haibo understood that he would definitely be at a disadvantage in close combat with this person, so he chose to attack from a distance. I don't believe it. You are physically strong. You are not afraid of melee combat. How good are you at long-distance combat? The ice blade flew towards Su Yun, and the temperature dropped by 3 points in the space it passed through. Su Yun injected the battle energy in his body into the red long sword, thrust it into the ground, and then slashed forward. Advanced Xian-level fighting skills, blazing universe slash. A red Dou Qi appeared in the room, the temperature of the space near Su Yun rose rapidly, and a fiery red sword aura rushed towards several ice blades head-on. The ice blade and the fiery red sword energy collided with each other, and a large amount of steam immediately emanated from the house, and then a slightly smaller fiery red sword energy rushed out of the steam, attacking Haibo with unabated momentum. Haibo's complexion changed drastically, his hands moved forward, and his fighting spirit flowed, mysterious ice shield. Haibo condensed an ice shield in front of him to protect himself. The fiery red sword energy collided with the black ice shield, and a loud noise came out of the house. The passing passers-by heard this movement and hurriedly quickened their pace, lest they would be harmed. They left here quickly. After Haibo saw that the fiery red sword energy was blocked, he finally breathed a sigh of relief. At this moment, Su Yun suddenly appeared behind Haibo, and a sound of breaking wind came from behind Haibo. Su Yun swung his fist with his left hand and punched Haibo in the back. Sensing the danger, Haibo turned around hastily. With a flash of anxiety on his face, he blocked Su Yun's fist with the black ice shield in his hand. Octopus collapse. A huge force resounded from Su Yun's hand, directly smashing the black ice shield in Haibo's hand. Haibo flew upside down, his throat was sweet, and he spurted out a mouthful of old blood, hit the ground heavily. Haibo supported the ground with one hand, and covered his chest with the other. Such a ruthless punch. If I hadn't blocked it with the black ice shield in time just now, I'm afraid my old life would have to be confessed here. Chapter 69 Negotiation, 3rd Update. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. A trace of fear and silence flashed in Haibo's eyes, feeling the injuries on his body and the seal on his dantian. Haibo's face flashed with bitterness. Did it stop everywhere? Although he survived, he knew that in his current state, it was impossible for him to be Su Yun's opponent. Su Yun withdrew his fist and shook his arm. The ice shield just now had some effect. The countershock force actually made his left hand a little sore. Su Yun looked at Haibo, who was panting on the ground, and nodded in satisfaction. Now that he has broken through Dou Ling and has been strengthened by barbarian bull vigor, his strength is not comparable to that of when he was still a 9-star great fighter. If he were to fight that ice snake now, he would be able to kill it by the sword within 3 rounds. Feeling the power on his body, a trace of blazing heat flashed. In Su Yun's eyes, he has already tasted the sweetness of body training and fighting skills. The strengthening of his physical body in brave bull vigorous strength is not as simple as strength alone. As the strength of his physical body increases, his speed also increases, which significantly strengthens his overall strength. Su Yun put away the red long sword and slowly walked towards Haibo. Mr. Hai, this time I'm being rude. With that said, Su Yun took out a bottle of medicine for internal injuries from the system space. In fact, he has already accepted mercy. In the octave collapse just now, there was no hidden energy at all. Otherwise, even if it is blocked by the Xianbing shield, the dark energy cannot enter Haibo's body, but it can stay in his arms. Once detonated, he is already alone at this time. Hearing this, Haibo was taken aback for a moment, put down his hand covering his chest, and pointed at Su Yun, his fingers trembling. You, how do you know my identity? Su Yun smiled slightly, did not answer, but just helped Haibo up. Elder Hai, don't be nervous, this junior has no malicious intentions. No malice, you beat me like this, Haibo murmured in his heart, but he didn't say it out loud, lest Su Yun would punch him to death. Helping Haibo to the chair, Su Yun sat down opposite him. Now, Mr. Hai, can you talk properly? Haibo snorted coldly. Humph, just say what you want to say. Haibo also understood at this time, this guy who doesn't know his background, probably asked him for something, otherwise, he wouldn't pose like this. Thinking of this, Haibo heaved a sigh of relief. He is also a life-saving person, who wants to die if he can live. Hee, Elder Hai, this junior is here to make a deal with you. Haibo opened the jade bottle and ate the pill given by Su Yun. Although his strength is not there, his eyesight has not weakened in the slightest. This is a 4th-grade healing medicine. He had taken a lot of it when he was young, and it was not poisonous, and if this person wanted to kill him, it was all a matter of punching him, so it didn't have to be that troublesome at all. Without doubting anything, he directly swallowed the elixir into his stomach. Feeling that the injury in his body had eased a bit and no longer worsened, Haibo breathed a sigh of relief and said. What deal do you want to make? The junior heard that you have a plant of ice spirit flame grass, and the junior wants this and the residual picture. In addition, the junior wants to find a strange fire in the Great Tagore Desert, and needs the help of Yao Lao. Haibo frowned, pondered for a while and said. Then what can I get? I will find a way to help you restore Dou Huang's cultivation. Haibo's eyes widened and he slapped the table. You are an empty-handed white wolf. You have taken so many things from me. Just one sentence will help me find a way. You want so many things from me. It is impossible. Su Yun smiled, took off the mask on his face, and a young man's face appeared in front of Haibo. Of course, this is not his real face. Haibo looked at the young man in front of him, a little shocked. So young, how is it possible? Then what does Elder Hai want to do? Haibo took a deep breath and suppressed the emotions in his heart. I want you to go to the Tagore Desert for me to find a medicinal herb, San Mandala. In addition, I need to find a 6th grade pharmacist with different fires for me. Su Yun nodded. Good. Seeing that Su Yun readily agreed, Haibo was taken aback, can't help but ask. Boy, do you know how difficult it is? This mandala of sand is deep in the Tagore Desert, and there are a large number of snake people entrenched there. Even if you are a strong fighting spirit, you may not be able to retreat completely, and this 6th grade pharmacist who possesses different fires is even more difficult to find. In the entire Jia Empire, only Alchemy King Furu is a 6th grade alchemist, and he does not have a different fire. Su Yun shook his head with a smile and said. Don't worry, Mr. Hai, since the boy has already agreed, he must not break his word, but I need you to give me the ice spirit flame grass first, and help me find the strange fire of the Great Tagore Desert. Haibo frowned. No, you first bring me the mandala of sand and the 6th grade alchemist who possesses different fires. Hearing this, the smile on Su Yun's face was gone, and his face gradually turned cold. Elder Hai probably hasn't figured out the situation yet. Su Yun's tone was flat, but Haibo could hear a chill from it. Only then did Haibo remember his situation, and he smiled embarrassingly. Little brother, if you have something to say, why do you keep doing things? Saying that, Haibo took out a medicinal herb from the ring, which was exactly the ice spirit flame grass that Su Yun wanted. Haibo was about to speak, but he saw Su Yun snatch the ice spirit flame grass and put it into the system space. Haibo gave a wry smile. Now he has to bow his head. Seeing Haibo's expression, Su Yun snorted coldly. Just when his good temper was failing, Haibo's holding ring was only an intermediate ring, and he didn't have the ability to recognize the master at all. If you offend him, just kill him and seize the treasure. He knew very well that the map recording the approximate location of Qinglian's Earth Heart Fire was inside. As for the remnant picture of the Jinglian Yaohua that was divided into 2 by Haibo, it was placed on the old guy's chest, and he carried it close to his body. During the negotiation just now, he had already used the system scanning function to check everything out. He can still talk with him at the table in a pleasant manner, but he has taken a fancy to his Dou Huang's strength after breaking the seal. Little brother, since you have already taken this ice spirit flame grass away, look at this. How about we each take a step back? You find the mandala of sand for me first, and then I will help you find the strange fire you want. Then you bring the 6th grade pharmacist who possesses different fires, and I will give you the residual picture. The incomplete picture that was taken away just now is only half of the complete picture. A sneer flashed across Su Yun's face. His patience was almost exhausted. Su Yun stretched out his hand, and directly took out the other half of Haibo's residual map hidden in his chest, and put it into the system space. Chapter 70 Refining Blood Lotus Pill, First Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Haibo's expression froze. How did he know that I carried this fragmented picture next to me? After Su Yun put the remnants into the system space, he sneered at Haibo. Old Hai, you should help me find the strange fire in the Great Tagore Desert first. Don't worry, as long as I get the strange fire, Sand Mandala and the 6th grade alchemist who has the strange fire will help you find it. Haibo's old face turned red. No, I don't see any sincerity at all. You first find the mandala of sand and the 6th grade alchemist who possesses different fires. That the coldness on Su Yun's face became even worse. Letting you sit here and negotiate terms with me is my sincerity. Haibo was helpless. Indeed, if Su Yun robbed, he would have nothing to do. It's just that the position of the strange fire is his last bargaining chip, and he still wants to fight for it. It seems to have seen Haibodong's unwillingness, Su Yun said lightly. When I refine the different fire, there will be a 6th grade alchemist who possesses the different fire. As for the mandala of sand, I will go to the snake people again. Hearing this, Haibodong jumped up from his chair, looked at Su Yun's too young face, questioned him, and couldn't believe it at all. Are you a 6th grade pharmacist? Nature. Su Yun replied, this is a little monster cultivated by which side? Haibodong sat back on the chair again, as if he was considering whether to trust Su Yun or not. Struggle flashed across his face. Old Hai, don't you understand? In fact, there is only one way to choose, isn't there? Why, Haibodong, the all-powerful Ice Emperor back then, doesn't even have this bit of courage. Su Yun's calm words were like the last straw that broke the camel's back. Haibodong seemed to have made up his mind, his expression became ruthless, and he took a gamble. Just like what Su Yun said, now he can only choose to believe in Su Yun, otherwise, he would not be able to see the sun tomorrow at all. Haibodong took out a carefully drawn map from the ring as if accepting his fate. Su Yun took the map and spread it out. 3 places marked with flames appeared before Su Yun's eyes. A smile flashed in Su Yun's heart. He can't remember everything, he just forgot the location of Qinglian's heart fire. But with this map, it is easy to find Xingtian Dixinhuo, at. This time, Haibodong's voice sounded. Before my strength was sealed, I traveled in the Great Tagore Desert for a while. The fire attribute energy in these 3 places is quite abnormal. If there are any places in the desert that may have the existence of strange fire, that's the 3 places, although it may not be completely correct, it will be much more efficient than if you are walking alone in the desert. Haibodong pointed to the 3 flame marks on the map. It seemed that he was worried that Su Yun would die on the way, and that everything he had paid would be in vain. Haibodong reminded him aloud. The flame mark in the west on this map, you'd better put it at the end. It was already very close to the depths of the Tagore Desert, and there were a lot of snake people gathered. Su Yun nodded, and took out a bottle of healing medicine from the system space. Then I would like to thank Yao Lao. I have offended you so much today. I have no choice but to invite Hai Han, the Ice Emperor. Get cheap and sell well. The corners of Haibodong's eyes twitched. After finishing speaking, Su Yun left the map shop. Haibodong looked at Su Yun's leaving back and muttered to himself. Are the young people out there now so powerful? At such a young age, he has the cultivation base of Dou Ling, and his physical body is even comparable to a 4th-order monster. His eyes are vicious, so he can naturally see how powerful Su Yun is. This is the fact that he once set foot on the Douhuang, and his body has been baptized by the Douhuang level fighting spirit, otherwise it would be Su Yun's first sword. Ordinary fighting spirits would lose feeling in both arms, their combat power would be greatly reduced, and they would be slaughtered. Still a 6th grade pharmacist, TSK. On the other side, Su Yun looked at the darkening sky, and instead of going to rest at the inn, he found a corner with no one and came to the system space. Taking out the map again, Su Yun looked at the marks of the 3 flames and fell into deep thought. He really didn't know where it was. He was new to the place marked on this map, but he couldn't find it either. But it doesn't matter. He had already asked where Xiao Ding and Xiao Li were at Zhao's house before. Stone Desert City. It will be easy to find the 2 brothers. Although he couldn't remember the exact location, he roughly knew that the true location of Qinglian's heart fire was in the nearest flame mark to the 2 brothers. Su Yun put down the map, prepared all the medicinal materials for refining the blood lotus pill, and placed the medicinal cauldron in front of him. After adjusting his state, Su Yun took a deep breath. Fighting energy surged on his body, a purple flame burst out from the palm of his hand, and he began to refine the blood lotus pill. He has just stepped into the realm of fighting spirits, refining the blood lotus pill, and he still needs to adjust his state to the best, make full preparations. And be more cautious. Zihua is a 6th-order beast fire, which can increase the success rate more or less. It is worth mentioning that in fact, when Xiao Yan was still an 8-star master in Canaan Academy, he had already refined Lonely Pill and was promoted to a 5th-rank pharmacist, but at that time, it was because of the assistance of Qinglian Dixinhuo. Otherwise he would not be able to refine it at all with the cultivation base of a great dosha. The difference between him and Xiao Yan in the same realm, actually lies in this strange fire. Su Yun is already very content. The current Xiao Yan is still hovering at the third level of fighting spirit, which is far behind him. Su Yun took out the medicinal materials and began to refine them one by one with purple fire. Time flies. The refining of the fifth grade elixir is very difficult, and it takes a long time. After a day, it finally came to the final stage of congealing the elixir. The blood lotus pill gradually took shape, and a strong medicinal fragrance permeated the entire system space, emitting a tinge of reddish color, flying upwards, illuminating the system space a bit. Xingtian vision. When the fifth grade elixir is successfully refined, the vision of the elixir has already been issued. If it was outside, it might still cause a great commotion, and there might even be desperados trying to loot it, but now that he is in the system space, he doesn't have to worry so much. Su Yun stretched out his palm and grabbed the blood lotus pill in his hand. There was still residual warmth on the elixir, and a trace of fatigue flashed across Su Yun's eyebrows. The refining of these fifth grade elixirs not only consumes fighting energy, but also a great test of the alchemist's soul power. Su Yun rested all night, left the system space, and left the desert city. After getting the map that marked the location of Qinglian's Earth Heart Fire, the blood lotus pill was also refined. An imperceptible excitement flashed in Su Yun's eyes. The development of the matter was very smooth. And as these things were completed one by one, Qinglian's heart was furious, and he was really not far away. After Su Yun left the city, the Phantom Art and Ziyun Wing operated at the same time, and the last stop was Stone Desert City.